This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, the first bite of winter has hit, with roads in the south having a dusting of snow. The decision to close the Southland Museum and Art Gallery has come as a surprise to both museum staff and the Invercargill public. And a Queenstown construction business owner claims a skilled labour shortage in the area could ruin his business. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. Today New Zealand experienced the first real storm of the upcoming winter. Snow fell on inland regions and many Dunedin residents were woken by pelting hail, while in the North Island 2 tornadoes tore up trees and lifted roofs. The South Today braved the chill to go out and take a look.
Compared to the 2 separate roof-smashing tornadoes which struck the North Island towns of National Park and Opunaki early this morning, the south got off fairly lightly from the forecast cold, stormy weather. Queenstown residents woke up to a fresh dusting of snow on the Remarkables mountain range, and their highest temperature was unlikely to get above 9 degrees today. Sitting at 300 metres above sea level, the top of Dunedin's northern motorway received a few centimetres of slushy sleet and hail. The Blue Pub in the mid-Canterbury area of Methven filmed footage of snow falling steadily on the township today. With hail, sleet and snow likely to continue throughout the day, road snowfall warnings have been issued for the South Island Alpine passes, as well as the northern motorway in Dunedin. Farmers are being warned to shelter stock, and motorists are urged to take great care on the southern roads. Rudy Adrian, the South Today.
A bus driver on the Port Chalmers to Dunedin City route has been stood down while the Otago Regional Council and Ritchie's investigate allegations of lewd behaviour towards female passengers. Otago Regional Council stakeholder engagement director Sian Sutton says staff have spoken with the bus service operator Ritchie's. A number of bus passengers had shared their experiences on social media, complaining of feeling uncomfortable with the driver. According to an email from the ORC, Ritchie's management and the ORC are undertaking a joint investigation into the driver. The decision to close the Southland Museum and Art Gallery has come as a surprise to both museum staff and the Invercargill public. South Today reporter Sharon Rees caught up with visitors to the museum today to hear their thoughts on the decision.
From Thursday this week, the Southland Museum and Art Gallery doors will close to the public indefinitely. The decision was announced yesterday by Trust Board Chair Tony Biddle and City Council Chief Executive Claire Hadley, who said the closure was due to earthquake safety concerns.
We're closing the building because we believe it not to be safe for permanent occupation of large groups of people, but we will be looking at what we can do to ensure that we can continue the curatorial work on the collection.
An emotional Biddle acknowledged how difficult the decision was on museum staff.
I think it's pretty fair to say that they were all a little shocked, as we all are, and it would also be fair to say that they were upset. They are obviously taking this, it's hard for them to take, I guess.
And it has also affected the public, with visitors to the museum today expressing their disappointment.
Oh, I feel very upset about it, really, because I'm a friend of the museum, and I think it offers so much to the public.
It's going to be missed by many people. I don't really think that most of Invercargill people realise how much goes on there, and that's going to be sad to lose.
Visiting Invercargill to have a look at this history, and now they're going to take it away. What's the point of coming to Invercargill then?
How long have you been coming here for?
Oh, about 60 years.
So this is very personally disappointing to you?
Very, yes, very.
most of the museum's collection will stay in the building for the meantime, and manager Paul Horner said some staff will be needed to maintain the collection, though no plans had been made. And as for Invercargill's beloved Tuatara, they too will be staying put. Having survived the meteor impact that killed the dinosaurs, they're likely to remain safe in the earthquake-prone building for the time being. Sharon Rees, The South Today.
Robert West has been appointed to the role of Dunedin City Council Group Manager, Parks and Recreation. He took on the position for a fixed term from December last year and has been permanently appointed to the role from the start of this month. DCC Acting General Manager Infrastructure and Networks, Leanne Marsh, says he brings significant experience at a senior level and will be a great asset to the organisation. Prior to working at the council, Robert West was a General Manager of Clinical Support in the field of older persons for the Southern District Health Board. A Queenstown construction business owner says the skilled labour shortage is getting worse. He says the pathway to residency is becoming more difficult, making it less attractive for foreign workers to come and work. He's coming close to losing his business. Mina Amso has the exclusive.
It's not getting any easier to find and keep skilled staff in the resort. That's at least for Queenstown's Rhino construction business owner James McAllister. He says he was so desperate to find workers last year, he forked out $24,000 to bring 3 staff from Auckland for 1 week to do a job. It would have cost just $3,000 with staff on his books.
The workload wasn't huge, but we'd lost staff. And I looked all over New Zealand. It's pretty stressful. Yeah, you can get to the point where it's pretty much dominating your thoughts. You know, what can I do to get someone to help?
His staff include a part-time New Zealander who's retiring soon, a Scottish employee who got residency last year, and an Irishman and Englishman whose work visas are up for renewal, but there's no assurance for renewal. He says his foreign staff love Queenstown and want to stay, but if their visas aren't renewed, 2 of his key staff will leave, meaning it could be the end of his business.
If I lost those 2 guys, I'd think about shutting the doors, yeah.
Construction recruitment agency branch manager Derek Hibbert says finding and retaining staff may get into a crisis point this winter due to lack of affordable housing. He says the cycle seems to get worse and worse every year.
I know that there's been a lot of instances in recent times, and it's just hearsay, where visas have been knocked back after they've had a working visa for a while, and then they've gone to renew it and haven't been able to renew for whatever reason.
Hibbert says changes to immigration policy will hit Queenstown hard. McAllister is asking Minister of Immigration Ian Lees-Galloway to look into the situation and review the government's immigration policies.
We're begging for it, yeah. We really need a hand.
In a statement, Immigration New Zealand area manager Stephanie Greathead told the South Today, New Zealand citizens and residents are always given first priority when vacancies are advertised before the jobs are offered to people from overseas who are on labour market tested work visas. We continue to work with the work sectors to identify both short and longer term solutions, including a focus on training, industry, recruitment and retention strategies, as well as the visa process. McAllister says 3 other trade contractors are in the same boat, all trying to stay afloat a day at a time. Mina Amso, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, people get the opportunity to contribute to the Dunedin's new public art program in an innovative way, and we catch up with a former Dunedin-based documentary maker involved in the Ocean Film Festival World Tour.
For all your news from the southern regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air.
Girls, get together for an indulgent day out at the Women's Lifestyle Expo. Over 100 companies under one roof showcasing fashion, beauty, health, fitness, food, wine tastings and more. You deserve a girls' day out. Check out grabone.co.nz for a 2-for-1 deal or pay $10 at the door.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life. Why wait for seed to germinate? Why not do it the smart way? For instant results, call Ready Lawn today, or for more information, go to readylawn.co.nz.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
The Terminus Apartments, where heritage meets modern sophistication and where the past is Dunedin's future. These 1 or 2 bedroom apartments are fitted with modern amenities, room to move and spectacular harbour and city views. Contact us now to have your piece of luxury.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
For 3 generations, the Kilpatrick family have ensured Jimmy's pies are still world famous in the South Island. Made to an old family recipe, Jimmy's pies have been one of New Zealand's traditional takeaway foods, prepared daily on the premises alongside a range of savouries, sausage rolls and cakes. Jimmy's pies are distributed throughout the lower South Island. Jimmy's pies are sure to satisfy your travelling munchies.
EFTPOS, point of sale and cash registers. Rent, lease or buy. Mobile EFTPOS and fixed terminals. Short or long-term rentals. Contact Anything's POS today. 0274 361 474.
Free heart transmission. Please open your heart. Chi is flowing freely. Chi is nourishing. Chi is loving. Call Sunny Chin for peace in your heart.
At Action Engineering, the team make their mark as innovators in engineering because they don't just make things, they provide solutions. Call now on 477 1643 or go online to see the services they provide.
Dunedin's art and culture strategy is being headed by Dunedin Public Art Gallery Director Cam McCracken with a series of labs. The labs are an interactive way to encourage people to contribute to their ideas for Dunedin's new public art program. Cam McCracken says the information provided by the public will help formulate 5 artworks over a 10-year period. The first public art lab will be launched on Saturday the 14th of April at the Dunedin Public Art Gallery, with the second at the Mosgiel Library being launched in late April. Movies in the Ocean Film Festival World Tour are currently being screened around New Zealand. A former Dunedin-based documentary maker has been commissioned to provide work for the festival and visited her hometown recently ahead of the Ocean's Film Festival screening this week.
The Ocean Film Festival World Tour aims to share the best films from around the globe with audiences. Former Dunedin-based documentary maker Tess Brosnan was asked to make a film for the festival and chose a topic which she says hasn't been covered before.
So it's the story about how 150 volunteers work together in shifts and travel to Fitzroy Island on Great Barrier Reef each day to help rehabilitate these very, very sick marine turtles that run into strife on Great Barrier Reef.
Fresh from a tour of Australia, a collection of movies with the ocean as a central theme are touring New Zealand and arrive in Dunedin on Thursday. Brosnan says the festival covers many facets of marine life, with tales told from all around the globe. The organisers of the Ocean Film Festival World Tour aim to enchant audiences and give them the desire to respect, enjoy and protect oceans. The Dunedin leg of the tour is this Thursday. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
A submission on the Dunedin City Council's 10-year plan plunged the room into darkness yesterday. This was part of a demonstration of how different types of street lighting would look to the human eye. The South Today was there.
Around $12 million has been allocated towards the upgrade of Dunedin street lighting to long-lasting, energy-efficient LED lights. However, Dunedin Dark Skies Group member Michael Broughton submitted to the City Council yesterday that they should choose the colour of their lighting wisely. Research suggests that bright white lights can be disruptive to both human sleep cycles and animal behaviour.
Not only is the Night Sky City really going to be very beneficial for Dunedin in terms of the economy, in terms of tourism opportunities, enjoyment of the night sky, but it's also going to be good from the point of view of our health and safety, the environment and our economy, because a lot of our economy is dependent on wildlife. We have the peninsula, and I don't need to tell you how important that is for our interests.
Broughton demonstrated different colours of street lighting, and nearly all of the city councillors said they preferred the softer amber light, which is 3000 Kelvin, compared to the harsher white light, which is 4000 Kelvin.
What about this one? The middle one. The middle one.
Broughton told us that New Zealand should follow overseas examples in choosing a softer amber light.
Because we know that overseas now, for example in the United States, I believe 3000 Kelvin is the standard. In other words, you won't get permission. You would not be allowed to install 4000 Kelvin LEDs like they have in New Zealand. So why are we in New Zealand being fobbed off with these bright white lights when overseas we're already changing them?
The City Council's final decision on the colour of street lighting in Dunedin is still some time away. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, it's 50 years since the Wahine disaster, and we catch up with two of the survivors, and we have tomorrow's weather for you.
"135 Cumberland Street is a brand new, recently listed Category 1 heritage building right in Dunedin's warehouse precinct. Only a short walk to the Octagon in the central city. These are warm, well-insulated, self-contained apartments with all you need for a short or long stay. With beautiful views onto the harbour, these Airbnbs at 135 Cumberland Street come highly recommended for your stay in Dunedin.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikorai Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
At Action Engineering, the team make their mark as innovators in engineering because they don't just make things, they provide solutions. Call now on 477 1643 or go online to see the services they provide.
Why wait for seed to germinate? Why not do it the smart way? For instant results, call Ready Lawn today, or for more information, go to readylawn.co.nz. Active Interior Design in Mornington are the curtain and blind experts. The team can even advise you on outdoor products like awnings and umbrellas, and will ensure that everything is perfect. For interior design with flair, call Active to book your free in-home consultation, or call into the showroom in Mornington. If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Girls, get together for an indulgent day out at the Women's Lifestyle Expo. Over 100 companies under one roof showcasing fashion, beauty, health, fitness, food, wine tastings and more. You deserve a girls' day out. Check out grabone.co.nz for a 2-for-1 deal, or pay $10 at the door.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
EFTPOS, point of sale and cash registers. Rent, lease or buy. Mobile EFTPOS and fixed terminals. Short or long-term rentals. Contact Anything's POS today. 0274 361 474.
Thanks for staying with us. Today marks 50 years since the Wahine inter-island ferry sank. Described as being New Zealand's worst modern maritime disaster, the tragedy shocked the nation. The South Today interviewed 2 of the survivors.
50 years ago, the howling gales of Cyclone Giselle pushed the Wahine ferry into Barrett Reef at the mouth of Wellington Harbour, with shocking loss of life. Stan Spears was a 25-year-old engineer, and the Wahine was his first posting, which had only begun 6 weeks earlier. He can still remember what the conditions were like as they abandoned ship.
There was a crane, and they were going to load the people into the life rafts, the smaller rafts, the round ones, and lower them over the side on the crane. And you couldn't, the wind was that strong, you couldn't stand up out there. And I went over to the rail and looked over the side, and I could actually see the reef alongside us.
Russell Stewart was a university student travelling to Wellington for a cricket tournament. He recalls the atmosphere as the ferry tipped more and more onto its side.
Initially there was a bit of panic, but a few screams, but then I remember there was like an eerie silence.
Both men had their life rafts capsize, forcing them to ride the upturned lifeboats while at the mercy of the raging waves.
We were getting close to the shore, and I thought, this is it, we're going up on these rocks, and God knows what will happen from there, but this old little boat spotted us, and they backed in and threw us a rope and dragged us out. These waves kept breaking over us. It was just like being out at the beach, breakers just pouring over us, and every time we got wiped off, Stu and I, all the rest of us, got wiped off this life raft 20 or 30 metres away, and each time we swam back, because they had these ropes which you could cling onto, and I remember getting out of the water and kneeling on the lifeboat at one stage, and then you'd look up and there's a great big huge wave is just breaking over us. That's probably the only time I got scared. I thought, Jesus, this is... Because each time you swim back and there were less people than previously clinging to this upturned lifeboat. So, I started to get nervous or scared or something. But then by some miracle, the wind dropped. And that probably, I think, saved quite a few people. Because then eventually a little fishing boat
came alongside and picked us up.
Of the 734 people on board, 53 people died from drowning, exposure to the elements, or from injuries. Amongst those who died was Beryl Mary Williamson of Port Chalmers, Veda Catherine Marshall of Mosgiel, and 6 others from Dunedin. They were Ross James Adamson, John Baden Humphrey, Gladys May Landreth, Helen Patterson Mitchell, Ethel May Turner, and Truby Lionel Turner. 2 of today's memorial services near Wellington had to be moved indoors due to stormy conditions. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on The South Today. Snow fell on inland regions and many Dunedin residents were woken by pelting hail, while in the North Island 2 tornadoes tore up trees and lifted roofs. The decision to close the Southland Museum and Art Gallery has come as a surprise to both museum staff and the Invercargill public. And a Queenstown construction business owner says the skilled labour shortage is getting worse and it's becoming more difficult for foreign workers to find employment in the sector. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Phil Somerville. What have you got for us today?
First, Pete Hodson from the Hospital Rebuild Liaison floating an idea on how the 1,000 workers required for the rebuild might be housed. So look for that idea. Cromwell, meanwhile, there's a plan for an 840 house development with its own village and so on. Parts of Central really are booming. Air New Zealand and flights from Dunedin, it looks like Air New Zealand is washing its hands of that flight that Virgin Australia runs. That's really up in the air, so to speak, that flight. So
that's a real shame
what's
for
the
the
space?
region.
We'll just see what happens. Yeah. Maybe there's hope, but it's not looking that promising. There's more on South Dunedin, the buses from the peninsula going to the schools there, and the schools are not at all happy about the regional council's a lack of action on reroutes. Should mention on the opinion page, there's a story about esports, a person claiming that they should be in the Commonwealth Games. They're so huge now, and they are hard work. And fresh pages mentioned sewing's now become trendy again. The antioxidants, are they marketing hype or are they really good for your health? And lots of recipes as usual.
Wonderful. So something for everyone in tomorrow's paper. And now it's time for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Today's southern view is of rain falling in central Invercargill. Looking at the situation, we have weather clearing tomorrow as wintry showers ease and winds decrease, but temperatures will remain cold. Another burst of showers will arrive on Thursday as a cold front passes over, but the weather should finally clear on Friday ahead of a mostly fine weekend. Looking at what's in store for the south, Balclutha, Catlins, Gore and Lumsden can expect decreasing winds, showers clearing and 8 degrees for all of you. Heading westwards to central, everyone is in for moderate winds with skies clearing. Queenstown shivers with a high of 6, Wanaka 7, Alexandra 8 and Te Anau the warmest here, almost making double digits with a high of 9. To the northern towns, Oamaru and Timaru will be buffeted by strong winds with showers clearing and a high of 9. Amarama and Twizel can expect gusty winds, clearing skies and highs of 7 or 8. In Dunedin tonight, you're in for some showers with hail and gusty cold winds with an overnight low of 3, the right temperature for your fridge. Tomorrow it'll be showery again with some hail at first, but easing to rain showers during the day and showers clearing tomorrow night with fresh to strong cold winds, decreasing later in the day 9 and 5, and cloudy on Thursday with periods of rain developing during the morning. Moderate cold winds at first, freshening late in the day and 10 and 7. And in Invercargill, it will be cloudy tonight with showers and gusty cold winds with an overnight low of 3. Tomorrow sees sleety showers, 9 and 5, and rain on Thursday clears and it's 9, a high of 9 and a low of 5. That's our news for this Tuesday. For the latest news from the southern region, you can follow us on Facebook and at channel39.co.nz. I hope you all have a lovely evening. Stay warm. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.